Hello everyone, I am Pratik Lochar, a student of the 6th semester of Bachelor of Engineering and Technology at SGT University. We have with us Vishal Jain, CEO Samatrix.io. We will speak to him about AI as career prospect. Sir, see we a lot of application of AI around us. We see a lot of buzz going on around about AI. So sir, what is AI actually is?
Yeah, so according to me, everyone first need to understand what AI is. So you said correctly, there's a lot of buzz around it in the media, in the market. Everyone talks about AI. So what AI is? So a lot of people have confusion when we talk about AI. Some people think that AI is about robot, a flying robot, flying machines are about AI. But let's understand AI first. Let's define it. So, nature has given every living being an ability to understand our surrounding through the organs like you have feeling, you have ears, eyes, you can hear, you can listen, you can feel the environment, and you can understand. If you see some picture in front of you, you can understand what that picture means. If you hear some signals, right, if you hear some noise, you can understand what that noise means. So understanding what you hear, understanding what you see, and react to that in real time without being specially programmed, right? That is intelligence, basic intelligence which nature has given to all of us. Every living being has some kind of ability to understand the surrounding and adapt itself to the surrounding. Now when this particular capability is built into a machine, and who will build a machine? Nature has given to us. It's natural intelligence. But when it is man-made, when we are doing it through program, through our algorithms, when we are building this capability into a machine, then it becomes artificial intelligence. Now, if you think that you have a machine which can understand the surrounding, which can which can listen to things and react to it, what is being told, it can see some image around it, it can see the video, and it can see that what's going around. For example, in the autonomous vehicle, see, in the autonomous vehicle, if we drive a car, so we see the surrounding ourselves through our eyes, and then we steer around the street accordingly. But in case of autonomous vehicle, there are cameras, and the AI algorithm in real time understand what's going around, and without being explicitly programmed, they take a decision and steer around. Benefit of that is what makes them more powerful than a human being is that we have a decaying learning ability. Means what we learn today, we will be able to forget after some time. But these algorithms don't forget. So what they learn today will be there with them forever. So this makes the AI very powerful application in a lot of areas, and that's why there's a lot of buzz around it, because everyone is seeing the benefits of how AI is helping the humankind in these days. It has already started helping us. So that's why media is talking about it, that's why you see a lot of buzz around it, and that's why governments are talking about it.
Thank you so much for the insight about AI. So, sir, recently I came across a news article. So, it was about during the Quad Summit in Tokyo, there was a discussion between President Joe Biden and Prime Minister of our country, Narendra Modi, to build a bilateral relationship around key areas which included critical technologies such as artificial intelligence itself. So, sir, why is AI so important? Even the government is talking about AI, not just our government, but also the government of other countries. So, what is this about, sir?
As you see that, as I talk about how powerful this AI is today and is going to be in future. Now, if we talk about how our generations, like this humankind, have been empowered by various phases of industrial revolution. So, industrial revolution one that gave the immense power, physical power in the hand of human being. Big machines came in. The work that could be done in many months was done in few days, right? So it gave a lot of mechanical power to the human being. Then came electricity, then came computers. It gave a lot of benefits about how do you communicate across the geos, across the globes in few seconds. Now AI is increasing your ability to think, right? And that's where, and taking decision. That's where the AI is becoming more and more critical. That's what I told in the previous question. Now is the future of today, is the future of our mankind, human history, that how AI is going to perform. And those countries who have this power in their hand, like nuclear power is one thing, missile technology is second thing, space technology is third thing. Similarly, AI. So those countries who have this capability in their hand, they're going to rule the world. That's why the governments are collaborating with each other. Now you see that if you, as you talk about this article, they're talking a lot that how they can use AI in solving our problems in agriculture, how they can use AI in solving our problem in literacy or hygiene, or in case of climate, which is a big challenge in front of us. So AI has been used to solve our problems, word problems, which are just in front of us. Hunger is there, climate change is there, sanity is there, sanitation is there, fighting with this disease is there. So everywhere AI is playing an important role, and that's why the governments are collaborating with each other in these fields.
Okay, sir. Sir, also I've come across a lot of people who are very keen on learning what is AI. But whenever I talk to them about AI, they're always like, we don't have coding background, or they find it problematic to learn maths or statistics. So is it very important to learn maths, to learn coding, to perform AI tasks?
Yeah, so there are two things. First is the two part of this question. First is it important for a student to learn about mathematics and programming languages? And second question is that how difficult it is, right? So as you said, in context of for an average student who does not know about this, so how he is going to cope up,
Exactly, sir.
right? So first is that for answer to the first question is yes, this is important. It is important to learn maths. Maths and statistics are core of AI. So and you see that wherever there's data, right, statistics comes into picture. So some students think that okay, I'm not so good in mathematics, right? But if you take any other career, for example, you take any career in management, you are into the finance field, or you're into marketing field, or you take any other area where there's some data involved, so you have to learn statistics, because statistics help us make some inferences from the data. That's why statistics is used, and that's where AI use statistics one way or other way. And second is programming, because even if you see simple tools like Excel, some kind of programming is also there. So programming is required. Now, second part of the question is that how important it is for a student who does not know programming, right? And second is that who is scared of maths. So when we talk about math, generally when students see big differential equations or integrations or coordinate geometry kind of thing or algebraic notations, they feel scared, right? But when we talk about AI, we are talking about the practical implementation part of AI, of these mathematical concepts. We don't expect the student to solve big mathematical problems as they do in the class 12 itself. Those students who have opted for mathematics in class 12, they have to solve lot of algebraic equations, they have to solve lot of coordinate geometry equations or calculus problems they have to solve. But in AI, we don't have to solve those things. So we have Python programming or R programming at our disposal. They're very easy programming language. So they're very easy when compared to C programming. So in C programming, you have to write a logic for everything. But these programming languages such as R programming or Python programming, they are very much function based, right? So there you just need to know which function you have to call, and you have to just pass the parameters. You don't have to do a lot of programming yourself. So yes, it is important, but whether it's difficult to learn, if you talk about the implementation part of it, is not that difficult. We have been with SGT University for several years. We have seen several students who have this kind of phobia, and we have seen that they're doing pretty well when it compared to that. So the approach is important. If you see the approach of understanding the concept, if you think about how the approach of understanding the mathematical concept versus the solving those mathematical problem, then yes, it's very easy, right, if you have the right approach. And students need not worry about that they are scared of mathematics or they are scared of programming language and they will not be able to cope up. We have seen lot of success stories about around such students, so you don't have to worry about it.
So finally, my question to you is, so what is the prospect of pursuing BTech with AI as the specialization?
So first of all, students need to understand that AI is future of today, as I said in the previous question. So tomorrow you cannot survive without AI. You cannot survive. Like 20 years ago, if you take an example, 20 years ago, computer was like a luxury, right? Only few students who used to go for some special computer programs, they used to know how to operate a computer. Now it has become necessity. Even a layman, he has a smartphone in his hand. Somewhere other way he is operating computer. One way other way he is operating a computer. So if you say that, it become necessity. It become a necessity for everyone, whether you are layman or a computer engineer or you are a scientist or whatever you are, whatever is your profile, you have to know how to run a computer. Similarly, around 10 years, 20 years down the line, you will see so many applications of AI around you that you cannot survive without AI. Right? You should know how AI works. Somewhere other way you will come across some application of AI and you have to know how to use that AI. So it's very important for our generation, next generation students to know about AI. So that's where if you see that the intervention of the government, let's come back to the government, because government work of the government is to know what is coming in future, where the trends are going on, and prepare our demography for the same. And they're doing the same thing. If you say that CBSE has started introducing AI from class 6, 7th, 8th, now students in class 6, 7th, 8th have started learning what is natural language processing. They start learning what is computer vision. They know what is neural network. They're learning all those things, even though they're not learning implementation part of it, but they are very familiar with these keywords. So similarly, in class 12th, the government has removed C, C++ from IT. There was a paper in class 12 which was computer science. Now they've introduced Python for that, because Python is the programming language for data science and AI. So one way or other way, if you see that government is preparing the demography for the future challenges, and that's where it's important for every student to know about it some way or other way. Now lot of people, lot of students come and ask that, okay, how do I learn AI? So if you ask how do I learn AI, so you there are several ways of learning AI, but best way is you do a BTech in computer science, because when you pursue a BTech in computer science with specialized in AI, in that case you have two areas. First is you are learning computer science, which is core of it, right? It's very much in demand in market. Second thing, on top of it, you learn AI also, where you learn about critical or core subjects of AI and you start building your competency around AI. So how it helps a student? It helps a student when he goes for a job market. He has the knowledge of computer science. On top of it, he has knowledge of AI. So suppose you don't know how the job market will come up after 4 years or 5 years. Suppose there are a lot of job opening in some traditional areas of computer science, you have that. On top of it, if a lot of opportunities are there in AI, so you have that also. So you have both of the words, right? So that's where it is important that students should think about this aspect of learning or pursuing BTech in AI, computer science with special in AI. As we've been telling again and again that AI is future, right? And you cannot survive with AI. So those students, and now it is a very nascent stage. We have to understand in the graph curve where this technology lies. So if you see every technology, everything has a curve, right? When you're in the beginning of the curve, there are a lot of opportunities. After some time, things start getting saturated and opportunities are less and less. So at this moment, it is at nascent stage. Those people who join this journey or this wave at this time will be very, very beneficial going down the line, because lot of research has been done, lot of new applications have been developed, lot of demands are going to be in market for these applications. Those students who understand the data and know how to handle the data, the job market is hungry for them, right? There are a lot of opportunities for them in job market. They tend to get better salaries than plain computer science. They get a premium of knowing AI. So that's where there is a lot of traction among the students to know learn AI. And if you want to learn AI, best thing is you join BTech in computer science. And when you see that uh, when you decide that you want to do BTech in computer science in artificial intelligence, now the next challenge is that lot of colleges around us are doing that, because AICT he has also approved AI as a computer science language, right, as a discipline of engineering, and lot of colleges around are giving this kind of specialization. So important thing is that what you're going to study. I request each and every student to first of all go through the curriculum of what is being offered by any university or any college before taking admission in name of AI, because it's your career, it's in your hands. In the name of AI students are learning in class 7, 6, 7, 8 also, but the standard or level of AI they are studying is not, you can think of what they will learn in 6, 7, and 8, right? Now, whether you're going to do the hands-on projects on that, how depth understanding you're going to have after the course, what you're going to study. So those students who are interested, I request them, before taking any decision, ask your admission teams that what they're going to study, what are the subjects they're going to study, how they're going to be study, what kind of projects they will be doing, whether they will be able to do some new applications on their own after studying this, right? So this is very important.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a great learning experience for me, and I hope that our viewers will also get enlightened with your knowledge.
Thank you.